What up everybody, this is the SWM SM500R provided to me by AF1 Racing that we borrowed for the week, and this bike is a blast. 55 horsepower, 294 pounds. This bike is a riot on the streets but docile as well, so very, very fun bike. Now, some people remember the brand SWM from the late 70s, early 80s when they were actually a trials and enduro bike company. In '84 they folded. Haven't heard from them since until recently when a couple of engineers from Aprilia and Via Gusta have moved on to buy the Husqvarna factory in Italy, remaking essentially what is a Husqvarna 510. So the motor is actually a single cylinder 55 horsepower motor, mated to a 6-speed transmission, which means highway runs are a lot more fun than buzzing out a 5-speed transmission. The wheels are 17-inch and they are tubeless tires, but as I learned last week, there are tubes inside of there that can puncture. The suspension is actually more Supermoto than converted dirt bike. The exhaust on this bike is aftermarket, but from the factory runs a 2-in-1 style system. Stopping the Supermoto Monster is a Brembo 4-piston caliper with a floating wave rotor in the front. In the rear, we have a twin-piston caliper with a fixed disc. The dashboard on the SWM SM500 is fairly simple. Simply key on, and you'll see it has a check engine light, neutral safety switch, fuel gauge, because you will need that, high beam, and turn signal all on the dashboard. Now clicking through here, you'll see we have RPM, odometer, hours, clock, trip, stopwatch, average speed, max speed, trip to, and timer. Now starting the bike, you'll realize the RPMs can be shown in different ways. See, the RPM can be shown here, but also on the right hand screen. So with the super light chassis, great braking, and a powerful 55 horsepower motor, let's take this bike out and see how it handles. As mentioned earlier, the SM500 is docile enough to handle low speed, low RPM parking lot maneuvering without the throttle being an on-off switch. However, as soon as the throttle is applied, the bike willingly jumps into action and will accelerate quickly. Hopping on the highway reveals another side of the bike. Most supermotos above 80 miles per hour start to experience head shake. While the SM500 is no land speed bike, the chassis and steering did stay stable all the way through 110 miles an hour. The wind blast is apparent and should be, as the bike provides no wind protection. But then again, if you're searching for a full front fairing for a supermoto, you might need to realign your priorities. Now, where any supermoto should shine is the back roads, and the SM500 is no different with its love of tight and technical turns. Flicking the 294-pound chassis back and forth requires minimal effort and instant feedback. While an overwhelming abundance of bituminous tar strips and manhole covers would produce a spot on the do not ride list for most sport bikes, the SM500R trucks over them with no worries. Overall, the SM500 is a fantastic bargain in the Supermoto class. With an MSRP of $84.99, that's only $1,500 more than the DRZ400 SM, but with a 40% increase in power. The 12.9-to-1 compression motor has excellent low-end torque and pulls throughout the RPMs. The chassis is well sorted and provides stability at speed, absorption of bumps, and great handling. The styling is on point and makes me want to relive my childhood dirt bike memories of terrorizing the streets. The SM500 is not perfect though, and suffers from a severely small fuel tank that only holds 1.9 gallons. While the cost to fill up is less, the range paranoia quickly sets in as you are relying on a trip odometer and a low fuel light before you're calling your buddies with a gas jug. The shift lever is obscenely small and can be difficult to upshift at times. A proper pair of riding boots will solve half that problem, but squeezing a size 12 boot under the lever can be a hassle. As with any thumper, vibration is a problem. The mirrors quickly become a blur and only resume clarity at idle. Unfortunately, this is about the time the blue and red lights are a few feet away, and for some reason, an armed man is shouting commands at you. The vibration even resonates through the foot pegs and will leave your feet tingling. While comfort is not on the top of this bike's list, it would be nice to have a simple tool bag. While the SM500 can be a well-mannered bike, it is a bare-knuckle bruiser at heart who reminds you of a childhood friend who always coerced you into getting in trouble. While you may have thought you outgrew that phase, the SM500 is an enticing piece of machinery just waiting to fill your walls with traffic violations and your free time with court appearances. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to click that subscribe button to see more featured motorcycles.